Hi, Kenny. How you doing? So I've got your work lined up right here, and I just want to show you. This has to do with your presentation, and this is what I get when I open this. So I just want to, without sounding like I'm preaching, I just want to say, this is design. You are a visual communications major, so I think presentation-wise, we should probably really think about everything that comes out of your studio should be designed. So you should have a really nice little presentation going with consistent page sizes. So the viewer doesn't have to go and rotate pages to see things. Okay, and I just want to mention that because there's going to be a lot of your instructors in your instructors and art directors and in your design future, specifically in your career, that are really, really, really going to be hard on you about things like presentation. So I just want you to understand how critically important that could end up being in your first or in your design jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll have to just go back and rotate this view again because I just want to look at your presentation itself. And you have human rights and social justice, but nowhere on the presentation you don't have your name anywhere or the name of the class or my name or so. So the presentation is really super questionable. Not to mention the fact that your links are they linked? Yeah, they're links. That's cool. But you have these kind of really super generic descriptions of the site. Instead, a lot of other students were instead of taking this generic description, they were actually going into the site and reading through this, some of the important parts of the site to see what they can use. So they're actually giving the site and then what important aspects in that site they find pertinent to the point where they should extract that and consider it for inclusion in their final presentation. So I'd like you to think along those terms in terms of like when we talk about design thinking, okay? And then so you have your 10 sites, and that's awesome. And you have your human rights and social justice. And then you have here's what we have. We have our environmentally friendly, sustainable promotional tools, a web, social media, and then environmentally friendly and types of collateral. And it just doesn't seem like you put a whole lot of really thought in terms of representing this question by a cross section of examples from our class and our book, because the book is really loaded with stuff to answer these questions right here, and so is the material in the book. So I really would like to see you develop this further, this area as well. I'd like to ask you to repost. I think it'll help you with your grade on this particular project. It's your call, but I'd like to see a repost. I'd like to see you actually take parts of these out of here. Give me a nice presentation with a good cover page. The information I mentioned earlier. Go ahead and give us actually what you're going to use out of those links, out of those sites. And then think about this, and really think about this as a presentation. Now, you're trying to describe something to somebody, and think about it as a designer. Think about that design thinking that we're talking about, okay? Now, as far as I have to change the view again here. Okay, and so these sketches right here, you're supposed to be sketching, you have staggered picket signs, hands and wire, words and cloud, piece, pie chart. I don't know what any of this means. Scale is justice. So these sketches aren't particularly linked to visually or conceptually or verbally linked to this project. So what I need you to do is explain how these sketches, give me a little description. How do these sketches represent the trade show booths that they're supposed to? There's 10 sketches are supposed to be of trade show booths for the trade show. So think about that. I'm not seeing trade show booths in here. So maybe I'm wrong, but maybe a little bit of a verbal explanation will definitely help clear that up, okay? Awesome job. Love the thinking. I think you picked a really great choice. It's going to be fun to watch this thing come to fruition. So good job. Thanks very much.